Well, David Raya to Arsenal, here we go. It has been announced today evening by Fabrizio Romano, #1 transfer guru. That is Fabrizio Romano. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Arsenal News Show, and hope you guys are really having the best of life that you deserve, especially taking concern of where you're watching us from. Rokani David, all already is my name. Let's say close to 500 likes, smashing this video, because this is the here we go that most of you have been waiting for, and finally it has gone ahead to arrive. We're going to let you know about the situation of the player of Arsenal who David Raya is replacing, that is Matt Turner. What is the situation right now as far as his transfer is really concerned from Arsenal to Nottingham Forest, and how close it has really become. So we are also having a story about Tomiyasu giving Mikel Arteta his props on how he's one of the best managers in the world. You'll ask yourself why this is happening, but obviously it's news that is dropping left, right, and center. Now, let's start it off with David Raya. Here we go, pronounced by Fabrizio Romano, and this is what he had to tell us. Arsenal have reached an agreement to sign David Raya. Here we go. Deal agreed with Brentford after personal terms last week. That is it, and that is what Fabrizio really put up at the beginning of this tweet. And to be so much particular, allow me go to his Twitter. This is what he put out. Arsenal have reached an agreement to sign David Raya. Here we go. Deal agreed with Brentford after personal terms last week. Documents being prepared between the clubs. Medical to be booked this week. Raya only wanted to move to Arsenal. That's what Fabrizio really told us. Now, David Raya has gone ahead to obviously gate his move. And when you look at how everything is going on, Arsenal are looking like they've gone ahead to land their fourth signing of the summer. And remember, their first signing was Kai Havertz, followed by Julian Timber, and lastly it was Declan Rice. And when you look at all those signings, they look like they're going to really be so much beneficial to Arsenal this season. And I've seen Gary Neville talking on the overlap, and it was really so much hailant about how Arsenal have gone ahead to close the gap in between them and City. So bringing in David Raya, a ball-playing goalkeeper, is another huge move in a new direction that is supposed to excite all Arsenal fans all over the world. And Arteta never started this summer going in for goalkeeper. But after seeing Eric Ten Hag dislodging one of the best shot stoppers in the world, that is David De Gea, and took him out of the team and replaced him with replaced him with Andre Onana, obviously it was a communication that this deal has to obviously happen at Arsenal and obviously make huge changes, because there are some games where you need to be having total control. Secondly, in a game like that of Man City, amidst Aaron Ramsdale coming through and obviously putting in some good saves, he couldn't really gate those attractive passes or pinpoint passes or accurate passes from his area, because Arteta came up with a strategy of kicking, of going for the long ball most of the times, and the accuracy of Aaron Ramsdale was really lacking. That's why you saw to it that most of the times when he went low, Arsenal couldn't gain possession, especially in the second half. Arsenal went long almost every time. But that would have been so much well worked out if at all they had a goalkeeper like David Raya to obviously do the needful and get those balls, because his accuracy of passing the ball is really one of the best in the world. Then Fabrizio added that total package of David Raya will be close to £30 million total package, fee being clarified in the next hours. Raya will sign contract until June 2028 at Arsenal. Medical later this week. Brentford make huge profit. They signed Raya for £2.7 million from Blackburn Rovers in 2019. Now, you've been asking yourselves that, is Arsenal completing this deal at the first bid they really made? We all told you that the bid was going to be rejected. I brought that story, and it was David Austin who came out and obviously broke that story. Arsenal had made a first bid of 23 of 20 plus 3 million pounds, and obviously that bid obviously came to being rejected or rebuffed by Brentford, but they kept in talks with Arsenal, and here we go. A deal of 30 million pounds has been really reached at Arsenal, and his medical is going to be scheduled later this week, and trust me, he's going to be unveiled as an Arsenal player before even Arsenal play on Saturday. Now, is it going to be David Raya in goal or Aaron Ramsdale in goal? It's Mikel Arteta who knows his plan, because he's signing this guy on a long contract until June 2028. Now, I have a feeling that maybe Arsenal have gone ahead to sign David Raya, and he's not going to be a first-choice goalkeeper, because most of the stories have been coming in here telling you that they've signed David Raya, and David Raya is going to be the first-choice goalkeeper. What if he's not going to be the first-choice goalkeeper, and Arsenal are looking at his age of 27, and they want to sell him back and maybe make some huge profit, or they can use him in certain games and then they put him on market next summer or the other summer, because at 28, 29, the goalkeeper will be still young. And look at David Raya, he's just 27 years of age. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But it looks like it's a very good move for Arsenal. They've gone ahead to learn from their mistakes. They've gone ahead to do for a very long period of time. And it's the time to move on to the goalkeeper they want. But kudos to Brentford, by the way, because Brentford was a team that really signed him from Blackburn for 2.7 million pounds. They've gone ahead to make a profit of 27 million pounds. That is really very impeccable, and you need to obviously hail the scouting team of Brentford, because they've gone ahead to obviously do the needful, and we've seen them obviously go past their boundaries of this deal. Remember, they had first wanted 40 and they happened to get 70. But all you need to know is simple, that the player wanted to come to play for Arsenal. Bayern Munich didn't convince him enough to really sign this player. Let's go to Matt Turner, one of those who was going to hate to find himself in a position of leaving Arsenal because of the arrival of David Raya. Now, Sky has confirmed us today in the afternoon that Matt Turner has completed his medical ahead of a move to Nottingham Forest. A formal announcement is expected from Arsenal today. Now, I saw this coming when I was watching Sky Sports at lunchtime. I saw this story making rounds that Matt Turner is undergoing his medical at Nottingham Forest. I got to know that David Raya deal is going to happen, because for any team that is really legit, what you have to do is get this deal done and dusted of David Raya. Now, after taking David Raya for the medical and everything is submitted in like a papers, then you obviously get in David Raya at the same time, and Arsenal are good at doing this. But this goalkeeper has not enjoyed his spell at Arsenal, though he was playing the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, which other? UEFA Europa League, had some spell last season, and I think this season is going to be hard for him to sit it that it was going to be hard for him to either feature into the Premier League or the Champions League, and his only chances were Arsenal staying long in competitions like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, something that you don't guarantee Arsenal to be on this season. They are going to be focusing so much on the Champions League and the Premier League, and with Arsenal not contented with his services, that's why they went in for David Raya. So he's one of those goalkeepers who are going to hate to leave Arsenal and is down there in the Midlands to undergo his medical, and I think he's going to pass it, and he's going to be unveiled as a Nottingham Forest player, as Arsenal are doing the same thing for David Raya. So that is it for Matt Turner. I wanted to obviously include a little bit into the mix because you really wanted to know exactly what he's all about, because that of David Raya, it's in the glass that he is going to play for Arsenal, and the medical is scheduled. I'm going to let you know when his medical is going to be done and when we expect him to be unveiled or announced as a typical Arsenal player. That is David Raya for you. Now, After that, let's do some story that is closing up this session. It's all about Tomiyasu, a player that I came out and obviously told you about that this might be his last chance at Arsenal. I don't think that Arsenal is going to give him more chances beyond this season. If he continues to be an injury-prone player, I think that's going to be over in between him and Arsenal. And here we come, and he was speaking to Goal JP in Japan. He told him about Mikel Arteta, and this is it. Arteta is a coach who has everything. He's not just a tactical coach, he's just a motivator. I feel that he has everything. There is no doubt that he's one of the top coaches in the world in terms of tactics. I would believe in Tomiyasu for everything I was going to hate to do, because for everything I was going to hate to say about Mikel Arteta. When I look at Mikel Arteta, he's one of those managers that you'll always want to obviously have. You know, the best step for any manager is to obviously organize a team and build up a team. If you know where Arsenal have been, because you found them with Kolasinac, David Luiz, there was another centre back at Arsenal, Hector Bellerin, Granit Xhaka, they had Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Lacazette, Nicolas Pepe, and other players. And the way I was going to hate to sweep all of them out to an extent that he's only left with Elneny. I think Elneny is the only player that Arteta found here. You add on Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Emily Smith-Rowe, but all those were just made better. But I'm talking about the prominent players that had sat into the DNA of Arsenal that were signed by the former manager. So, what does that show you? It shows you that he's a very good manager who can obviously spot talent, put it together, and obviously build a team. It has taken him close to 3 years because he started in 2019 December, but for me I'm counting 2020 January. Now, 2023 is his third year at Arsenal, and he has gone ahead to almost lead them to the trophy. We look at the signs he's gone ahead to make and put in. He has really shown us that he's really good. And look at the tactics that he used against Man City. Obviously, they are really great. And I've seen people coming out and obviously say he's not good at making changes in the due course of the game. You cannot change the tactics, if at all you believe in your team. That is it. I've seen huge teams, even if it's Pep Guardiola, when he's taking on a team, he doesn't change his tactics. It's all about telling the team that use the ball better. That is it. And if at all you use the ball better, you obviously find yourself in a situation of really edging those teams. And I think tomorrow I'm going to come out with my Premier League predictions onto this channel, and I'll be here telling you my thoughts. And on this point, I would like to conclude with Jeremy Bothroyd, a former Arsenal player from the academy that only played like 3-4 games for the senior team, and then he was sold out. So his contract was not renewed because of how he used to behave. He was on AFTV and said the following, that if at all you work hard on the pitch, physically and intensity-wise, obviously your talent will come out better and you'll out-edge the other teams that don't have the talent. But if you don't really work hard and the other team works hard that have talent, obviously they can come and obviously match you and beat you. So guys, your thoughts on David Raya to Arsenal, here we go, are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Matt Turner to Nottingham, medical, done, and lastly, Tomiyasu giving Mikel Arteta his flowers. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum.